Hey guys, welcome to this episode of the Soda Pop Podcast. As always, I'm your host, the Frozen Stratos, ready to execute Order 66. Here with me today we have...
They're back. They're back. They're back.
Kamen Rider Kuuga is growing. It's growing. It's growing.
These guys really need to say their names. It's Josh and Malunis. They're here.
They're
If
back.
you're listening to episode 66, you've probably heard us before.
Execute
Maybe.
Order 66. But, I mean,
Do it.
You know, you say that, but we've had like 18 people listen to the Gaim episode on Anchor or through other various podcast means. So that's more than we've ever gotten.
Almost
so thank
20.
you so much for that.
Yeah.
That was really cool. But yeah, we're here. And we're here to talk about, well, Josh is here to talk about another Kamen Rider,
Yes.
the return of the Another Riders, and then a little bit more about Kuuga. Then we're gonna hit into a tiny topic. How do you choose to open your candy toy boxes? And then we're gonna hop into our larger topic of how we think Soda will do Kamen Rider Saber. And if you're thinking, hey, I didn't get to put my thoughts in about that, we're gonna be talking about it next week too. So definitely put those into the Discord in the appropriate channel to talk about the podcast topic, how you think Soda's gonna happen. But with that said, Josh, how you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. You know, there's a lot of fun things happening. So, you know, I mentioned it a couple times on here. I really like the Another Riders.
Oh, you don't say. I didn't know.
Yeah, that's a thing. And you know, they kind of just disappeared. It's been almost a year because, you know, as it's been proven, the lines that I buy and love the most die once I start buying them. So, of course, the Another Riders stopped happening after set 2. We got 9 of them between the 2 sets and then another Geo and the Geo stuff. But they're back. Not to the full capacity I would have liked, but it's something.
Sure.
So, they revealed the next figure for AI 10. And it's going to be another 01 from the Reiwa the First Generation film. And I did not expect that at all.
No, none of us predicted that. And like it was in at least all of our want lists.
Yeah.
And it dropped out of our minds after so long.
Well,
you know?
After we had gotten the other stuff from the film, like Ichigata and 001, I thought they were like, okay, well, we covered the film. We can move on.
What's Soto Gaiden?
Exactly.
I would also just say, boy, since they included 02 in the previous wave, boy, this is a good way to get 01 in the last wave.
That's true.
That is true. I didn't think about
that. They just put in another 01, so
that's right.
Yeah.
So this is very similar to the how the Another Geo was done, where it's like, you know, a typical Soda figure of, you know, an armor set and a body set, just like how a typical figure is, but that's not how the original or, you know, side sets for the Another Riders were last year.
Right.
So it's definitely that kind of Another Rider figure, but I mean it's still just as good as any of the other ones.
Yeah, it still counts.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, this looks fantastic. This has always been one of my favorite of the Another Rider designs. I just think it looks really neat with like the little like insect wings and everything that he has. I just liked how this one turned out. So of course, he has the attached caliber, which I cannot remember if he used in the film. He might have. I think he did.
I'm sure if he's coming with it, that G-Man picked up on it and was like, "All right, putting that in."
I feel
putting
like
those in instead of the fists.
I feel like I remember him like stealing it from 01, like at the beginning of the film or something like that. I would have to. It's been a couple months since I've seen it, so I can't remember for sure.
Yeah.
If nothing else, it was probably just like, hey, he's 01. Why not include this weapon from 01?
Right.
Also, I just want to confirm, because I actually literally just measured this promo image. This is just like the original. It's not like an upscaled version without the peg at the bottom.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But what can you do? Because you would think that even if they didn't chop that peg off, that they would still want to use that mold, because it is a brand new mold. Unless they had already budgeted out enough money to create a new item, a new mold for a weapon for 01's final form. Unless that was the mentality, then I don't know why they wouldn't want to why they would create a dedicated mold without reusing it.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know that they've gotten their money back on that one yet, but
I mean, it makes sense. I didn't expect them to do anything different with it. But going to the what the figure, what's involved with him, he seems to have relatively minimal stickers. Granted, that's kind of typical with the 01 figures anyway.
What chest are you looking at, sir?
Well, I know. Well, except for that, I mean,
we'll get to it.
Right. Okay.
But because that's kind of technically like an optional thing.
What?
Well, because you can.
No.
Well, what did they not? They painted it underneath, didn't they?
No, that was a prototype. They were "Hey, we thought of painting it first, but there are some details that went missing if we just swathed paint all over it. So we went with the sticker."
Never mind. Ignore everything I just said.
Nice.
I was like, I was there with Blade Raider in the Discord where I was like, I probably wouldn't have minded actually adding the paint to that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Like if they had actually just painted the chest yellow, I was like, I could deal with it. I could add some black lines to it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that would have been easy enough.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah. So his entire chest is a sticker. That's the thing.
Another O's.
Oh,
yeah.
stop.
God. That was the worst soda stickering experience I've ever had.
Yeah.
Stickers were ripping. Stickers weren't staying. Oh, it was a mess.
Yeah.
I think this isn't really like a big revelation, but I know Blade Raider caught on to the idea of, when they add PVC to a figure's head, usually they also do it to another figure's head in the wave. And on here, they literally said, since we made Dodo with PVC, we needed to have something else with PVC. This worked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are they showing that it's just face that's PVC?
I believe so.
Because that's what they have circled here.
Oh, because
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and they said the same thing about the paint issue. There were a bunch of things that they wanted in the head, but because it's PVC, they had to make that painted. Yeah. So we are missing out on some detail in there.
But I mean, overall, they captured it very well.
Yeah, and another thing that the blog did mention about him was that right after the movie had come out, they had gotten so many requests in the surveys, which you should definitely fill out, to get this rider, or to get this figure. So they basically said, well, yeah, all right. They rushed it into production, and they were finally able to put it into the very last wave, last minute sort of stuff. So
I'm happy that they did.
Exactly. The survey matters. The survey matters.
It's this has always been in another rider that I figured like, even if they never did any of the other ones, they should have at least done this. Because, like, you could have made it a 0-1 character, and, well, I mean, it is a 0-1 character, but, you know, you could, connect it with that, and that's exactly what they're doing, so you're good on them.
Right. And this marks the second time and another writer of their own show has come out in the last wave. It probably doesn't set a precedent. Probably
because there probably won't be another Saber.
Yeah. But
I was about to say, you're assuming that Geo will have new content.
Yeah.
That's true.
It would be nice,
I think
it would be.
I heard this from people who I kind of trust to get their facts straight. Apparently, Shirakura on Twitter basically confirmed that there wasn't plans for a Woes movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think...
Woes is me.
Personally, I think we'll probably know relatively soon once 0-1 ends, but personally, I think between Geo likely not getting a second Visa Next and the fact that 0-1 lost out on a month of episodes, I think we're going to get an X8 situation where we'll get like multiple Visa Nexts announced at the end of the show. Just because that's what I think will happen, because I feel like they just might want to do more 0-1 content, and they'll have maybe more of a budget since they only did one Geo one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get a Visa Next of the Romacom brothers.
Oh, of course, right.
Yeah.
I was one popular topic right now is what's the story behind Azu? Are they going to do more to Azu?
Yeah.
Some people think that she doesn't exist, basically, because she was just in a recap episode.
Wait,
but
she's in the opening.
I know. I was saying some people think that we've seen the last of her already, but I'm saying that I wonder if maybe she might be something that they decide to just go like, let's hold off on this and resolve it in a movie, so we have more room to breathe in these final episodes.
And then they introduce Kamen Rider Izu.
Yes.
I feel like the intention was, they might have run out of time for this, but the intention may have been that once... Oh, this is spoilers, by the way, so I hope you're caught up on 0-1. I think the intention might have been that once Arc had infected Zaya, then maybe there was that negative version of Azu helping them out with, basically everything that Izu knows, Azu knows as well.
I think we could see her again once he upgrades to Arc 1, since he's going to use that key that she had in 35.5.
Right.
Oh.
So I feel like maybe she'll show up around that, because she kind of helped make that key. So, or at least had data.
She played a key role.
Yeah.
Haruto-chan?
Hey, let's talk about what more Soto has to offer us.
The 0-1 driver.
Yeah.
This is really cool. They're doing this again.
Yeah.
They're doing this again. Very similar to the... I mean, it's not the exact same thing, but they're doing a whole accessories box, kind of like they did for that one in set 5, although it's not all Geo related.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love when Soda does this. When they just do little random things at the end, just for fun. And it's all not necessarily useful stuff, but things that you could definitely see why people would want them.
I mean, I would argue that the wings are very useful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Things like that.
Oh yeah, the wings fall under the category of, okay, we've run out of stuff we can do. Let's go down our list of things that people wanted.
Right.
I mean, they went through that list. They got a pretty good smattering of things that I wanted. But where are my briefcases? Where are my full-on briefcases? boxes.
Yeah, seriously, that is odd that those other two never happened.
Right?
Once the excitement died down after this whole news, I just went, God damn it, we never got the cases!
Right? It's weird. It's weird that is something that we're looking for. Like, oh man, you know what my action figures need? Friggin' suitcases?
Yes!
I wonder if... I mean, we still have Arc 1 that we know that we'll get. Maybe he'll just come with both briefcases, who knows?
Maybe, I don't know.
Because he did make the weapons and everything, so it wouldn't be, too, off for him to have those.
I mean, you're right, that is true, and it kind of... Because, for the last set, we know that Arc 0 was too far into production for them to create weapons for him.
Right.
But was Arc 1 too far into production that they couldn't put weapons in?
This kind of stuff where, they just put out all of, the extra accessories reminds me a lot of, Build's final set with, the black and white Pandora panels and all that kind of stuff. And, the Pandora's box and everything that they did at the end.
Yo, wait. Okay. You know what I would really want to see, though?
What?
I just want to see, a displayable version of tons of shot risers. Just,
that'd be cool.
You can daisy chain them all together and have them, float them in the air. That'd be so cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I want that now.
Right?
I also just remembered, I think they mentioned something about the shot riser here, whereas, people said that they really wanted to find a shot riser, I think because they couldn't find the original figure that it came with anymore.
What was it?
Or not the shot riser, it was the attaché caliber.
Oh, yeah.
That came with...
I thought the attached caliber was the sword.
No. Oh, okay. Getting our terms mixed up here.
The shotgun,
attaché
right?
shotgun.
Yeah.
Ah,
yes.
Okay.
That
Lightning
came
Hornet?
with... Incidentally, yes, it did come with her.
Yeah.
But it only came out once. Several ways ago.
Right.
That's fair, yeah.
And
I mean, technically this one's new because it has a loaded progress key.
Yeah, it is. But also, it's in comparison, we've had 4 or 5 attaché calibers.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah, and we've even had 2 of the briefcase arrows. Yeah. So
this is
oh yeah,
this is completely valid for them to release.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I
you're
love
also you're valid.
I love the arrow with the pulled back, whatever you call it. That is really cool.
It does just sort of look like some rectangles hanging off of it.
Well, I think
it's an arrow.
It makes it look. I think it looks good.
I it's fine. It's fine.
It gets across what they're going for.
Yeah, I'm saying it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Blame Bandai.
Yeah, I mean, I'd blame
other
Toei.
Bandai team.
I don't know whoever decided to design it that way.
I was also gonna say the closed 01 driver, that sticker for the part that you scan the key on. That detail is missing on every 01 driver. So I saw this, I was just like, oh, if I can figure out how to make stickers, I'm just gonna make a bunch of this.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh wait, the other side of the what? Hold on.
The part with the green details.
Where the progress key scans.
I'm sorry?
That detail, that there's not a sticker for that on the regular 01
Yeah,
driver.
you're right. I never realized that before. The regular figures just have the red and silver parts.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but all right, cool.
The circle on the belt, Corey, the big circle on the 01 driver that we get in this accessory box, where it's closed. Yeah. There's a sticker for that part of the driver. On every other 01 figure that we've had, there is no sticker for that part of the driver.
So it's missing details.
Hold on. Keep talking. I'm just gonna figure out what this is all about.
I don't know how we can make it clear.
Yeah, I really don't
I have
know.
no idea what. I don't own that driver. I don't know too much about it.
Hold up. Do you have a picture of the one that we're getting in this accessory set? Like
no, I don't. That's why I'm confused. I'm looking
Okay.
for it.
Yeah, look for the picture of that, and then look at one of your 01 figures like in person, and just look at the belts.
Okay, yeah. Go,
sending the
keep going, keep talking. Do something
Okay.
else.
So we get a hand that has that, or we get 2 hands for holding progress keys, which is always I like when they do that. The little like gimmick holding hands. I don't like when they give you 6 different stickers to choose from.
Oh dang it!
Do you notice it, Corey?
It is missing. Oh
There
my
you go.
God. Ah.
That's why I said if I can figure out how to do these custom stickers, I'm just gonna make a bunch of these.
Eventually, one of us is gonna have to break and buy that foil sticker sheet and just try it.
I want to make custom stickers for the different Gaim helmets for the different forms.
Yeah, but honestly, like the only thing that was stopping me was the fact that it wouldn't be foil, and then I
Yeah.
did find foil sticker sheets.
Yeah, I seriously want to make custom Gaim ones for the different helmets.
Yeah, same. Oh wait, no, not for that. I would do it for something else, but idea applies. Yeah.
But yeah, but going back to the hands, so we get one holding a closed progress key and one holding an open progress key, and then of course you get option stickers for 6 progress keys. So Rising Hopper, Flying Falcon, Biting Shark, Flaming Tiger, Freezing Bear, and Breaking Mammoth. So basically the main 01 keys.
Right.
Which makes sense. Of course, this will go if in the route of my Soto Decayed card holding hand, and will never get a sticker put on it.
Yeah, same.
I'm not choosing. That's not how we don't do that.
Like until I'm able to buy tons of Decades and Decayed accessory sets, I'm not going to apply a single sticker.
Absolutely. I like that they give you the sticker for that tiny little detail, but I would prefer to just have a blank key and pretend it's whatever one I want than to commit to a sticker. But no, it's totally cool that they give them to you though.
Yeah, and an extra stand
for such a tiny detail.
Yeah, just out of nowhere. Here's a display stand.
Yeah,
we've got a lot of figures that don't have them. Just here's a free one.
Yeah,
that's always appreciated.
So out of all these, right? What is the potential of rebuying this set, right? Like, if you bought a second one, could you get more use out of it? And what I'm thinking, and what I'm thinking is you can maybe fudge one extra purchase out of this. Like, you can get the second stretched out arrow. You can get the second the second shotgun briefcase thingy for either Vulcan or Valkyrie, whoever doesn't already have one. And
you
then
could have the driver
hands.
for the extra driver. You could have one for 01 to have on there, and then one for Arc 0 to like hold.
To have on, then you'd need to buy a whole other 01. You could. What I'm saying is, you could take that sticker though, and put it onto your main 01.
You're right.
Which would have been, I think, an inclusion for Kai whatever Soto that we never got. We never got a Kai Soto, and I don't know if we ever will.
I really don't think we.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
I was looking at the closed driver and the hands. I was just thinking, that looks like something they probably would have done for Kai Soto.
Yeah.
Right?
Maybe there's a story
then again,
there.
the last time we did Kai Soto, it wasn't exactly like... they didn't give us new hands.
I think I mentioned it before, but like, I really didn't know what they would have done this year for that.
Same.
Because like, you know, X8 and Build, when they did those, they added like new stuff. And then like the Geo ones pretty much were just like a nice easy way for you to get the main trio of riders. And the only thing that was really different was the Ride Watch stickers and then like the clear piping helmets.
And that's the thing though, like not a lot of what happened in Kai Soto rippled into regular Soto, because usually that's what happens with those sets. But the thing is, that was Kai Soto and not Dai Soto anymore. So I'm thinking Soto itself has reached like its upper limit, its peak. We can talk about its potential later in what we think is going to happen with Saber, but
I think it's going to get canceled.
Shut up. But as it stood, 0-1 was the zenith. It was the peak of Soto, as it was before.
Just watch, it keeps going up from here to the point where they just paint everything.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. You know what else we'll talk about for like 2 seconds? Growing form. It gets beat up. It has the exact same stuff as regular Kuuga, except short horns, white body, and I mean, like, they didn't give us any new information.
I mean,
they gave us a new Soto picture with someone holding that gun, and it's definitely my profile, my banner.
We didn't really mention it, but yeah, the accessory set for 0-1 also has lightning hornet wings and stinger.
We totally mentioned it.
Well, we didn't really mention the stinger.
Oh, yeah, I guess not. And the cutout is in the back of the foot rather than the side of the foot.
Yeah. Smart. That's a cool little feature.
It's neat. But yeah. And technically, on the subject of female riders, growing form is a female rider if you count that one-off, like, novel thing. Yeah, and I do, so that means I'm getting an extra one.
I count that, yeah.
Yeah, I count it. And you know, what they did in the blog is that they swapped out 2 of the ankle gems for red for a certain type of kick. Haven't watched Kuuga. Don't know what that's for.
I just love how like every other picture in this update for him is just him being beat up.
Yeah, it's adorable.
This is almost again making up for the fact that we never got Deno platform, because that would have been the photos.
For sure.
I don't understand why.
I feel like growing form, as well as the things that they're doing with Gaim, really read to me like one big "we're sorry," okay?
You can say you're sorry all you want. I'm not gonna believe it until we get a platform.
You could also.
Are you kidding me?
You could also like just make it. Like you could still go back and make it.
It's tough. Yeah, no, you're right. It is. You can.
We didn't finish Deno yet.
Yeah, you have time.
I mean, I know that all we pretty much have left for Deno is movie riders, and it'd be really weird to throw him in there with that. But just
it wouldn't, because literally I feel like everybody, there's a good cross section of everybody who wants a good Venn diagram of everybody who wants platform and everyone who wants the movie riders.
Well,
actually, they intersect almost perfectly.
Even though you don't really see it, because you only really see it like during the transformation, but technically all the movie riders have platforms too. So you could just
it's like,
oh my god, they could do like the platform station or something. I don't know.
I feel like So the thing about
you throw it in with the Imagine.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it. Yeah, do that.
The weird thing about platform from a design standpoint is that Deno gets an exclusive like form. They actually made a whole suit for it. Yeah. But when you see, for example, Zero Nose transforming, they clearly just like removed the chest armor from the suit and then said, yeah, that's platform.
Right.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
you only ever see it during the transformation sequence for like a couple seconds.
I mean, just because, like, Soto has shown this already. Just because a physical suit doesn't exist doesn't mean they won't make it. Take a look at Build and Cross's final gold and silver form. Take a look at
the form the form that every piece of merchandise for is better than the in-show version.
Right? And then take a look at Ichiban Kuji, Fire on it.
Negadeno.
Take a look at that one.
I was also going to say, to a lesser extent, Xade's Ghost Gamer Level 1, which only appears in CGI.
Yeah. That's right.
That's true. And to once again, to the same extent, the Xade halves of build. Take take literally any of Zero or Geo's other forms that never showed up in the show.
Yeah, they're only ever on the packs, twice.
Yeah. There is a precedent set.
Yes. There's a precedent set, even if it only appears in CGI, so that means Kamen Rider Core. Come on.
Yes.
Yes.
But here's the question. Do we get a big statue, or do they try to make a 4-inch version?
I honestly
4-inch scale version? Because it better not be 4 inches tall.
I was about to say, like how we got the clear blue Barlux. Like,
yeah.
To scale with Barlux.
No. You're right. Is that outside of the
I forgot. I guess I didn't really realize how out of scale that actually is.
Outside of the Tide My Jeans, outside of the Breaking Mammoth, is this the first figure that is fully out of scale with Soto?
I think.
Sure.
I want to say yes, but
how big are the Maximum Gamer figures about what they should be? Because I know those forms are a little bit more bulkier.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, they're not like super tall or anything like that, but like, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I genuinely have not opened mine.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I mean, I don't really like Xade, but I want to have them all. And so they're just sitting in their box.
Those two forms are
they're the build ones, the ones that showed up in build.
Yeah, like the Genmu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hopping Kangaroo.
Sure. Whatever. Yeah. Get it.
So I mean, there's nothing really much about it. They just showed off the promo images again, and then like what the box looks like.
Yeah. Yay box. All right. Let's move into the topic. We're spending a lot of time.
Yeah.
I was actually gonna talk about the novel for a little bit because I actually read it.
Excuse me?
Yeah, there's like a fan translation of the Kuuga novel.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And I was just gonna say, yeah, what they basically just describe in the. It turns out the part of it being a female Kuuga is actually a big spoiler. Turns out.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, but it's just the thing of this being a novel that's been around for about 7 years at this point, and we've only known it as that's the one with the female Kuuga.
Yeah, yeah.
Things happen.
The most defining topic for that thing.
That's true.
I guess just to provide context, it takes place like over a decade after Kuuga ended, and there was just suddenly on the internet there was a photo of what they described as the white Kuuga with the small horns. So it's like, okay, that's growing form. And then it turns out it's a new user. And there is the slightest bit of customizing that you would have to do to make this the female Kuuga.
Oh, you do?
The only thing is that you see that sort of orange color on the belt?
Sure.
It's described as that's supposed to be like a magic stone or whatever. She doesn't have one, so it would just be like black there.
Oh, so you should just cut it out.
Maybe a hole puncher.
Is there a hole punch small enough for that?
Legitimately, I picked up a new hole puncher recently because I didn't have one, and I just like held it up next to Kuuga's belt. Yeah, that's about the right size.
Oh, okay. Hey,
Nice.
You do it first, and then I'll follow suit. You trailblaze.
What I was also going to say was, now that I've read the novel, man, I feel like I shouldn't have canceled my pre-order for this set. I did that when the pandemic started, so it's like now I feel like I need to pick this up.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that I was looking at the other figures in the set. You know what? The final form is top priority. Amazing Mighty is apparently good enough to get a ride watch, so I don't have good hopes
Mighty
for
is
this.
the best rider form ever.
Yeah. So I don't have high hopes for growing form being a part of the case assortment, apart from just the one time.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But I
have my little.
I gotta
Shodo,
remain hopeful.
My little Shodo Amazing Mighty. I'm holding it right now.
Hell yeah.
It's
Get you some of that Shodo.
The only Shodo.
We praise Soto. We praise Soto a lot, but Shodo is really cool too.
It's this figure is the only Shodo figure that I have.
Right.
Since we're talking spoilers, I'll also say that technically there's a second form. It is just ultimate form with smaller horns, so I guess you can just get an extra growing form head.
Interesting. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I'm curious if I mean, I know you can only make it so accurate because of the fact that it's only described in the novel, so you kind of have to guess what it would actually look like. But
yeah, it's like,
it actually looks exactly like the Remocon brothers.
Oh my god! Seriously though,
I'm really curious. I'm really curious how they do that with later novels, but with the Kuuga one, it is literally just like she transformed into the black and gold Kuuga. The only difference being the smaller horns. So it's like, okay, they're pretty literal with these descriptions.
Well, when they say black and gold Kuuga, did they make it clear that it's ultimate, or is it supposed to be Amazing Mighty?
Context suggests that it is ultimate form.
Okay. I mean,
just
that makes more sense.
The way it's introduced. Yeah.
Because, like, black and gold could technically go both ways.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. Growing form. And next week, the blog also says more Kuuga and also AI-10. And at this point, I'm just like, I don't recall seeing Arc 1 in the episode previews for next week.
Yeah, not yet.
You guys know?
Yeah.
No?
And so if you've been keeping up with everything we've been counting, there's only one thing that we don't know about. We haven't technically confirmed that Arc 1 is in this thing, but if we assume that is the case, then
we did get confirmation that they finished Arc 0 a long time ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that when I shared that with someone, they said, so Arc 0 was always part of the plan? Because, maybe they could have seen this as a last-second thing. But the point is that if we're assuming Arc 0 was always part of the plan, then Arc 1 was probably also part of it, so probably I can see that being the last wave. So it's like...
I mean, I don't doubt that, but here's the thing. This is Soto. They do whatever they want.
Well, that's where I was getting to, is that as far as I know, we don't have any Arc 1 in the next episode, so I guess we'll find out what the last figure is next week.
I don't know. I'm genuinely confused.
Yeah, episode
it's 40. Like we had a list. We had a list of possible candidates.
Show up.
We had a list of all these possible things, but now I'm just like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yes. I don't either.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
at this point,
0-1 really threw that out.
Yeah. At this point, I'm too tired to even attempt to figure
Saber's
out what
here.
we're getting. So, man, they could do whatever. They could throw in another rider in there, and I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, they could do that.
They could.
Luna
they
Joker.
Could put Gaim in there. They could put Saber in there. Saber's in there, guys.
What I was going to say is that they just hey, we felt like we didn't really complete another double, so here's Luna Joker? Question mark?
Hell, yes! Hell yeah!
Yes.
Absolutely do that.
Yes.
Absolutely do that.
Yes.
I was also going to say that at this point, we're not even speculating on what the last figure in AI-10 is, because we've got a whole new series to speculate about.
Yeah, that's
hold on. We have a mini topic first.
We have a mini
topic. Right.
Yeah, guys, how do you open your candy toy boxes? I asked, do you go by the perforated edges the correct way, or do you try to open it by its natural folds, Josh? I'm also curious as to why you chose these things.
You're making it sound like both are valid.
Shut up. Peacemaker2448 says, Open the top, dump everything out, then pop the perforated edge to have the instructions and sticker placement. I do it this way mainly to give myself a mat to work on with the unfolded box. I like that. It gives you like a neat work area. I've always just referred to it later, like I'll look at it as like an instruction manual over here.
Yeah. I also use it as a mat because, hey, sometimes I paint stuff.
That's fair, but I don't want to ruin the insides of my boxes. Anyway.
Well, I put it on the side that doesn't have the instructions.
Why would you want to ruin the outside of the box?
Well, no, I'm saying the half of the inside of the box that doesn't have instructions.
Oh, gotcha. Alright, Blade Raider says, in a little mini-comic, Rider punch open, Rider run away with the candy. If you want to know what that means, head on over to our Discord. I had sent Blade Raider some candy toys that he purchased from me.
Nice.
And he made a cute little comic, and that was adorable. Then we have the absolute chaos of DK on DX. Josh, you can look at the topics now. See what has happened here.
Alright, I'm pulling it up.
My goodness.
It's... Tell me when you've seen it. Have you seen it? It's absolute chaos. They have torn the whole thing apart. Why?
Little did you guys know that we started this topic as a test to see who deserves to be on this Discord. I'm kidding.
I will admit that I've had to start opening the boxes properly with the mini pla.
Hell yeah.
Because
Hold on, we're still not done with everyone else's submissions.
Oh, I know.
Don't get ahead of yourself,
I
sir.
I know.
Bit of a weird question, but I'll go with it. I first open the box from the top, then take the contents out, not before dropping the candy on the floor. Then look over the contents inside the bag before opening it and making sure none of it drops out of sight. I then finish opening the box and look over the instructions before beginning the stickering and assembly process. Okay. All right. Yeah, that was everyone. I just wanted to do a little mini topic just to, because we didn't do one last week. My Discord just decided to not work for a second, but it's back
that's
now.
fun.
Let's talk about this actual topic. How we think Soto is doing Saber. And I feel like Malunis, you may have put the most thought into it, I'm sure. So why don't you go through what you think we're about to get here?
So we only have so much to go on, since, again, we talked a little bit about it in the Fun Size episode. League situation is very different this time. So we just know what Bandai and Toei have revealed, which means that we've only seen one form change. I think two, maybe a headshot of the Peter Pan one.
Peter Pan and Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yeah. So we do see that one in the trailer at least, and from what we can tell there, they changed the entire all the black parts on the arm and the chest, but it seems like the legs are untouched because there's like an added coat over them.
Well, on what we saw from Jack and the Beanstalk and Peter Fantasista, there was like an extra panel added to the side of the leg. At least I think for Jack and the Beanstalk. Let me just refer to that again. But
regardless, I think that basically means this is probably going to look a little bit like Double. Like someone basically described it as it's like O's mixed with Double Extreme.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I was thinking of is I don't know exactly. When we saw the initial leak from the magazine, my assumption was that the sword would stay in the belt unless he needs to use it as a weapon. But it seems like they actually are just like having the sword store on the side.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that initially, before I knew about that, my thought was maybe they would include 2 different versions of the belt, one with the sword inside, one with the outside. But if having the sword inside of the driver is exclusive to transformation, they can just skip that. Like, they technically don't have to. That's just going to be a luxury if they do.
I wonder, does he put it, like, back in and take it back out for, like, a finisher or anything like that?
I wondered, but I don't know.
Because
I wonder ride book.
Or
wonder whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because, like, I feel like maybe that could be, something they would do.
But here's the thing, though. Like, it doesn't fit back in once it's in big sword Toku mode.
Oh, I mean, it never. The way that the actual thing works in the show doesn't make any sense. But like, of course, you have to.
I was
go with it.
I was literally just saying this earlier. It's practically a trope in of itself that weapon proportions change when they have to do different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just kind of assumed different belts for those, whether it's in there or not. And obviously, we've had that with the Shot Riser, where they just give you an alternate version of the belt.
Yeah.
And the 2 other things that people were wondering is, will we have one with the books closed? I don't really know. I feel like that also might be a thing limited to transformation.
True.
But also the other thing is...
I agree.
The other thing is, if you're going to have like multiple books on there, what are you going to do when the stickers don't line up with the form? And it's like, you guys are expecting there to be stickers on there?
I know. No, yeah. Like,
well, I was just saying, the tradition is those parts are just left blank, so there's not really a problem.
Right.
Shrug.
Yeah, or like once you have. No, I don't know.
Because the driver will probably just be a solid black piece of plastic with like a sticker for like that little like writing part. Just to have some kind of detail on it.
And
then maybe you'll get the different like variants of like, oh hey, only left loaded, only right loaded, only middle loaded.
Oh yeah,
middle right,
I mean,
middle
I'm
left,
sure you'll get something like that.
Far ends.
Because usually they make it a way to where the belt is molded accurately. You just don't get all the detail.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was also saying, with regards to the idea of this being kind of like double, where it's like half of it is just... I'm thinking that the dragon half is going to be its own thing, and then like the other stuff on his left is going to be like in the other box. But when I was thinking about that, I thought, Mr. G has been around for the second... Not second half, but like most of Geo and then all of 01. This is probably gonna be the biggest departure from the standard Soto formula that he's had to face.
Yeah.
For sure, I think there's gonna be some big experimenting with this line.
Mm-hmm. And the way it is divided up. Actually, I'll get into it when I do my speculation. But like, did you have anything else you wanted to say about how you think they'll accomplish this?
The only other thing, since we mentioned before, hey, how's Dai Soto gonna work into this? We don't really. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is, well, first of all, we don't really have one to work with. But I was going to say, Gaim has introduced a new joint for the chest, and I'm looking at the chest design for this rider. I'm like, I could kind of see them being able to work with that. It just depends on if it fits the age limit.
That's true.
Yeah, because like when they were speaking in terms of like thin plastic and age limit, they were speaking directly toward the knees and the elbows. They didn't say anything about the chest.
Right. Okay.
But that's not the only place they have ball joints.
Oh, right, the hands.
Yeah,
And Yudo is for babies, so it's valid.
Yudo's for baby! I mean, like, what? Genuinely, there is no difference in terms of safety. Mm-hmm. It's just the technology behind creating such a small ball joint, I think. And since that technology has been pioneered already by Yudo, then we can assume that it's probably going to be the standard going forward. But I mean, I'm pretty sure that was on like everyone's list of the upgrades, because like that's just what shodo-x did.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Josh, I'm here for it. It's just like, oh, there's that small part of you that's like, oh, design consistency lost. But I think it's a beneficial loss.
Yeah, long term it's beneficial, and it's been thrown out for Gaim already. So what are you gonna do? Josh, where are you landing? How do you think they're handling this?
I don't know. I mean, just kind of based on like how the forms, break down. I mean, I definitely think we're gonna have, because the double explanation or like idea, since the forms are very similar to that, definitely makes sense for like how it will be broken into like the boxes. I also think it's also a very similar kind of thing to like how the build forms were broken down.
Sure.
With like, because you're not getting exactly half a figure, because only like I don't know what, a third of him changes.
Well, I was going to say, you can also factor in the weapon and the display stand as part of the deal.
Right, of course. That's where that, and like probably like some hands and stuff. So yeah, that would probably I'm sure that's how that would be broken down. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's just kind of what to expect, is like that exact breakdown, because I mean, really can't think of any other way they would be wanting to do it.
Okay. Yeah, go on. I was about to send a photo.
Oh yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah, because I had some things to say about the secondary rider. So
the what?
The secondary rider, the design. So
yeah,
you see the side views in this image that I linked.
Yeah, that
chest is sticking out enough that I think they would be able to work in a ball joint there.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it's certainly possible.
Also, wow, this design, they have to work with this loincloth and this cape thing right out of the first wave, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. But wait, hold on. You also got to think about parts count, though. Right? Because, like, if they put a ball joint, instead of one solid chest, they then have two pieces that then have to clamshell together, and the ball joint and the actual ball itself. Like, you've effectively added, I'd say, like 3 more pieces. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I was saying that I could see that joint being worked in, but I didn't know if it was feasible or not. Because I think that the age limit, it also, I assume that it also grants Soto Chronicle a little bit more of a budget, so that it can do that sort of thing. I was saying that I assume that the age difference with Soto Chronicle is that I assume it also grants them somewhat of a budget increase.
Yeah.
So that's also why I thought this might not be totally doable. I just think from a design standpoint, it's like, oh, I can see how they could make this work if that's what they decide to do.
Sure, yeah.
Oh,
you know
man,
what?
what if...
Now that I look at this guy, he reminds me of Bloodstark, but blue.
Oh, I see
Just
it.
in the
Bloodstark.
Bloodstark.
I knew, every time I saw his helmet, I knew it like kind of reminded me of something. But yeah, I definitely...
Have I seen you before? Have I met you? Have we met?
This has happened.
I also just realized, us talking about the budget, what if they decided to just be like, alright, we put a lot of money into paint last time. What if we use more stickers this time, but joints?
I don't know. Like,
Paint's
when you
expensive.
fill out the surveys, what are you saying? Like, because a lot of times, I would say that paint would be, like, top priority.
Because I know that paint is expensive, I always feel like, well, maybe I shouldn't be rooting for that because they're already doing so much as is and are constantly saying, we are really pushing our limit here. Bandai's wallet is lonely.
Mega House will figure it out.
That's true, yeah.
They always do.
Huh. They always do.
So are we assuming that the first wave whatever they decide to. Oh, they should call these books.
Oh, yes.
Oh, or chapters?
Oh, that works too. I like that.
Right?
Divide books, there's so much potential.
Or adventures, or like...
yeah, there's a lot of really cool choices.
Wonder. There
Wonder?
it is.
Yeah, Wonder.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of cool choices.
They could even just go with something strange. Like, for Geo, it was just Ride.
That's
what
true.
Was X8?
Like, no one
I always forget. It's like stage.
You know, hour 1, hour 2. No, it's just Ride.
I would have liked that better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I was saying with the X8, I always forget what the waves are called because it's not what I would expect. And it's just like stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not level. Just
exactly.
I guess maybe stage is more of what they say over there.
Well, they say it in the show. They have that stage select button and everything.
Oh.
It's just like I
guess you are selecting which stage. Oh.
Yeah. Whenever I'm looking up shodo-x, I always have that thing where I'm like, shodo-x game 1, no. Level 1, no.
shodo-x. This is still. I mean, it's still a
and then build was just build.
Yeah,
because
simple.
What's creativity even?
No, yeah.
The word's
it's not even like experiment. It's not even like,
right. Bottle
lab.
I don't know. Something.
That's the blog name.
The blog's name was Lab. Right. But
first wave.
But going back to this, so I'm assuming
you were asking like, what do we expect from the first wave?
Yeah. What are we thinking?
Well, like what changes really, or like how do you think they'll how they'll make this work?
I seriously, I'm looking at these designs, and when the topic came up of talking about like how Saber would be handled in Soto, I was just looking at designs like, man, I don't know, this is going to be a challenge for them. There's like, again, Blades has like the loincloth and the cape right out of the gate.
Yeah, that's definitely. I mean, actually, I don't know that would actually be PVC.
Yeah. Didn't Soto Gaim even do that with Ryugen, where it's just plastic, like a hinge?
Yeah, they did.
So like that seems like it's probably.
Oh yeah. Even the Candy Toy one did that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said even Soto did what the Candy Toy did.
Yeah, but the Candy Toy one was connected to the belt for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I don't know, because like I'm thinking for our main rider, part of me is thinking he will always have a right arm loaded, and I don't think he'll ever have a middle section loaded
into like a power up.
So,
oh, you mean like the books?
Yeah, until you have to change the base body, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, I think one box is going to come with just like the blank torso, the blank legs, and then the left arm. And then in the next set, it'll come with the right arm, and then I guess the head, potentially, or like actually the middle section. I'm thinking it'll come with the head, but then the right, so like the next box, like, it'll come with the eyes.
Saying,
yeah, the eyes and the cheek. Right.
See,
and maybe sort of overlay that.
The way I was kind of balancing it out is that the entire, like, his right side with the dragon stuff is just like its own thing, and maybe the both legs, and because like I said, the legs seem to be unchanged in that one form. If there's something different with like the foot or the shin, then they can just like account for that in the armor set for that form.
Well, like when you look at, let me see if I can copy. Can I paste? I can. Okay. DC in the Jack the Beanstalk form, huh?
I thought I had seen the Peter Fantasista form before. There it is.
Corey.
Yeah.
Corey, where did you get this photo?
Shut up.
You aren't supposed to know about Peter.
About Peter.
There's the title.
There you go.
Sure, I mean, but here's the thing. What if, and they've shown that they could do this before, but what if they split the legs, like they did with Shouta, rather than how they split the legs in Soto now? Like they split that leg portion up differently.
Possibly.
Right? And then you could have those panels come off.
Okay, I see what you were saying where you said there's something on the leg there. Like you're looking at the top right image of the front view of the beanstalk form?
Yeah, top right, and then also the sort of bottom area.
Well, the thing running down the leg is just like another cloak. It's like a half of a cloak. I was looking at the trailer and it was like flopping around like the cloak.
Oh,
so it's like the
okay, because it
same
looked
leg.
very connected.
Yeah.
Interesting. If it is just a cloak, then nothing that I've been saying matters. Then you could just have it flop about and just swap it via, like a hinge.
Like the thing is that since we don't really have a good look at other forms, we don't know what they're going to do with the leg, if it's going to change or not. So my thought was maybe just include the leg with the default form's like black armor and just like you pop on the leg, and maybe you'll have that identical leg with these other forms to account for that. So
I mean, what if they just do something insane and just give us a blank body, like the blank version of what this should look like, just Saber symmetrical.
Yeah, it's possible because we haven't, as is tradition with the trailers for the show, they don't actually show you the transformation. So we don't know if there's a base form or not.
Well, I don't think there is a base form, but like something similar to it. Or at least with the right arm omitted. And then you have an accessory pack with the or not accessory, but the next body half, and it has the dragon pieces or Peter Fantasista. They could even, if there are enough pieces, they might even be able to put 2 in there.
I'm gonna say, because Soto likes to experiment and try new ideas, I think for the chest armor what they could do is have it peg in from the side.
I was thinking about that.
Like with the...
But then, like, where, though?
Well, what I was going to say is also pair that with what they were doing with 01 with the removable arms. Just like you remove the arm and then also the side of the chest.
Yeah, I mean, like, side note, I can definitely see, like, day 1 or like, the first or second week where G-Man just goes like, hey, you've seen the book, now here's the movie. No, you've seen the book, now you know that there's a 01 form, and you can kind of recreate that here with 01's arm, because there's a universal peg there.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, that would be neat. But I don't know, I'm just thinking, what if there are 2 pegs in the pecs, like 2 different pec pegs, and those swap off instead? I don't know if that's too small. But it is about the size of the fist, so...
Big, important question. Do you think the blade on the head is going to be made of PVC, or is it big enough that they could dole it out and make it hard plastic? I would prefer the latter.
I think it's hard plastic, mostly because they're not getting away with that with painting it all the time. They're gonna need to put a sticker on that one. And on top of that, I genuinely think, it probably eliminates that, like, the back of the head, like, rectangle that just sort of juts out.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, I was saying I would prefer if they just made it out of hard plastic, just because something that big made out of PVC, you are for sure always going to have a bent horn when you open these up.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think the eyes might be PVC.
Maybe. Also, you just put the worst. You almost made me regret saying that because you said always putting stickers. I was just like, shit, they would do like a side sticker for all of these, wouldn't they?
But
especially with
look at the face,
the horns, like the Jack and the Beanstalk with the vine. That's for sure going to be a sticker.
Oh God!
Right.
I already.
What have you done?
But wait, here's the thing, though. I feel like once you get that Jack and the Beanstalk form, like if you separate it sort of the way I was talking about, with the base body having just sort of, you know, the head with just the horn, and then you overlay the like the base body will have the horn and like the left cheek, and then you bring in the armor, the dragon armor, and then you have the eyes and the right cheek, and then all you have to do when you bring in the Beanstalk is change out the base head and then overlay the red again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about, since we did talk about how this would be like a two-parter discussion, how do you feel about like us coming up with some artwork to demonstrate what we think is going to happen?
Hey, we could do that. And also, if you guys listening to this right now want to come up with anything, if you have any thoughts on how you think this will be executed, even if someone's already said it, I really want like what you guys think. You know, specifically what you think. Put that in the podcast topic Discord channel, and we'll be talking about it next week. And you know what? We can cut our discussion short. If we didn't mention something here, we can mention it next week because we're still going to be talking about it. Also, I can't wait to see what happens with 01 next week.
Right?
Like,
yeah.
I'm genuinely, I'm at a loss. I don't know what's going to happen. So
like we got that. We've got Arc 1. I'm assuming that next week is just going to be the mystery figure. And it's just like what's left? Like maybe one more thing, and then also a two-parter retrospective like they usually do.
No, that's true. Yeah, we'll probably get that.
It's like the thing that I'm really interested in that case is that, like, with Gio, we got this unexpected, like, hey, here's a little bit of backstory to how Ride Plus really kicked our ass. So I'm like, there's gotta be some stories to share this year.
That'd be great.
Can we get the story of how Gio just continued for 3 more sets?
The line that never died.
Or that...
Do we have anything else that might accidentally bleed into Saber?
I don't even know, but at this point, who knows?
Because like with the final release of Build, they were like, this is the last thing we're ever gonna do for Build, so we wanted to go out on a bang. They never said anything like that for any of the GLs.
Because I don't even think if they know.
That's true.
Surprise! The mystery figure is another D-End.
Oh!
Oh my god! If we got that before we got another Decade, I would.
Oh my god!
Then he follows up with, "Who's another Decade? Shut up."
No, yeah, because D-End stole Decade's figure.
That's right. I mean, who would
works.
want the final villain of Gio? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Who would want that?
No one. Really, no one. Guys, thanks for listening. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. I don't know what regular podcast people say. Are you supposed to, like, rate us on
iTunes?
iTunes? You-tunes? We-tunes? He, she, me?
Wumbo?
Wumbo? Wumbo? Wumbology? The study of Wumbo?
It's first grade SpongeBob.
Sorry, I don't speak
Italian. So guys, tell us in the comments down below, or more importantly in the Discord channel, what you think Saber's whole breakdown is, or if you just want to chat about anything that happened during the episode. And then also, there are still links in the description down below to how you can help support the Black Lives Matter movement. It's still ongoing, so absolutely keep going in, signing petitions, donating money. There's new stuff populating in those links, so definitely check them out. And also, let us know in the comments if you have any other charities or any other organizations you'd like us to shout out on this show, and we'll take a look at it and possibly do that. But anyways, guys, thanks for listening. Keep it juicy.
See ya.
And that brings another book to a close.
That's right. Oh wait, also don't forget to check out the big large flavor soda pop. The large, what are we calling it?
The king size.
Family size.
King size.
What? King size soda pop.
Rise! Rising up! A jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
衝動は、いや